Alright, so coffee vlog number 13. Mr4K Coffee. That's with a K, not with a C. Mr4K Coffee. Alright, so let's talk about Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I have spent 3 days, since Thursday night. I've been playing this open beta on both PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Now, I'm going to give you my honest opinion here in this coffee vlog, the difference between the three. First, let's start with the console. The console version looks as good as the console it looks as good as the console allows it to be. That's what I'm trying to say. The Ghost Recon Breakpoint looks as good as hardware limitation of consoles allows it to be. What does that mean? That means that it's going to look good. You're going to have good graphics. They did a good job. Ubisoft is not trying to rip you off. They're not trying to give you some crappy port or something. They're really trying to give you the best possible experience that they can give you from that hardware on that console, depending on which console you have. If you have PlayStation 4 Pro, it's going to look a little bit better than the PlayStation 4. If you have Xbox One X, it's going to look a hell of a lot better than what you have on your Xbox One S. So it depends, okay, on which console you're playing it. But so far, from what I have seen, it looks great on the consoles. It doesn't matter which system you go with. It looks really good. There was no hiccups. There was no issues. There was no problems. Everything is running fluid. The difference is that if you switch to there's two options. There's a graphic fidelity and then there's a resolution. If you switch to a graphic fidelity, then you get more textures, you get more stuff, you get to see more detail with the graphics. However, the resolution, it's not going to be as high, okay? I don't know what type of resolution it is. That's something Digital Foundry will have to do and analyze, because I don't have the software to do that. When you switch to a resolution, it becomes sharper, but you lose a little bit of texture detail, okay? So you have those two options. Same thing goes with the Xbox One X, okay? I usually leave it on a graphics preset. I leave it on a graphic preset, so that way I can have a better texture and detail. So I leave it on a graphics preset, okay? Now, as far as the PC version, let's talk about the PC version. The PC version, it's honestly the best looking out of the consoles. You know, it should look the best because it's a PC version. So what you're looking right behind me is the PC version, and the PC version, as it should be, looks the best. I played the PC version. I did a live stream yesterday, and I also did some 4K footage of PC versions. Now, what you see here is the drone, where my drone, it's losing the connection as it moves away from me. It loses a connection, so there's interference. The PC version can push like that detail, that maximum detail that you want. And when you have a really good PC, a really beefy PC, you are going to benefit with the ultra settings, everything set to the ultra, running in native 4K with 60 FPS, and then you add HDR on top of that native 4K. I mean, it's just, you're like in heaven. And then you connect it to an OLED, it's even more immersive experience. So the PC version is the best, okay? But it depends on your hardware. It depends on what you have. You know, if you don't have a high-end hardware, high-end PC, then of course you're not going to take the advantage of this. But if you do have a high-end hardware PC, you're going to take the advantage. You know what's interesting? I'm running Super 2060 Super RTX Zotac, and look what I'm able to achieve. Okay, that really shows you that sometimes, I think maybe it's overkill that some people go with the 2080 Super Ti or something like that. I think it's a little bit overkill. to go with a 2080 Super, I think it's an overkill, honestly. You'll be fine with 2070, with 2060, and I have proven that you can do that. What you need to focus mainly on, guys, it's your motherboard and your CPU. Sometimes the motherboard and your CPU and your memory RAM and your hard drive could be the bottleneck. It's not necessarily your graphics card. 2060 Super can handle 4K 60 easily. Okay, 2080 Super, I don't know really who is it intended for. Maybe for people who want to run 8K or something like that. I don't know. At like 30 frames per second. I think you can do 8K 30 frames per second with maybe 28 to 29, but roughly 30 with a 2080 Super. Okay, and I'm talking 2080 Super and then 64 gigs of RAM on the motherboard, stuff like that. Let's talk about the game. Now that I spoke about the graphical visuals and all that, what about the game? Here's the thing about Ghost Recon. A lot of people out there trying to compare this to a Division. Guys, it's not a Division, okay? If Ubisoft wanted to make a Division, they would make Division 3, okay? Sure, this game borrows some elements, some mechanics from Division, but it's not Division, okay? What's so great about Ghost Recon Breakpoint is that it borrows elements from every and each game. If you love Splinter Cell, then you're going to have a little bit of that in here as well. If you love Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain, you're going to have a little bit of that in here too. Of course, if you love the Wildlands and Division, you're going to have a little bit of that here too. And if you love Rainbow Six, you're going to have a little bit of that here too as well, because you can switch between a third person to a first person view when you are doing your when you are executing your missions and stuff like that. Okay, and it's an open world. It's a huge map. There's really, as you can see, here I am. I came here to the top of this mountain that's far, far away at the edge of the map. I have flown with a helicopter. I barely made it. And look, what I like about Ghost Recon is that they are giving the player choice, freedom of choice to choose on how they want to play. Okay, and this is something that I pointed out yesterday on my live stream. I said what I like about Ghost Recon Breakpoint is that they're giving a gamer, us, a freedom of choice on how we proceed, on how we play this game. And you can choose how you want to play it. Do you want to team up with a bunch of people, co-op, and go get your equipment, go get your helicopter, go get your one of you can fly a helicopter, one of you can drive a armored vehicle, or you can use the drones. So you have the ability to play how you want to play, how you want to infiltrate, and I like that. And another cool thing about this game is that you have endless customizations. This game has the best. Forget Rainbow Six, forget Splinter Cell and Division. This Ghost Recon Breakpoint, they went all out. They're giving you, honestly, the unlimited customizations, from upgrades to the parts, painting, clothing, your character, customizing your character, the facial, the eyes, sculpting your character. There's tons of unlimited ways of you to really make your unique character or your unique, if you will, squad, if you want to make that. And there's tons of customizations here. All right. Not to mention that you have various of different vehicles. You got boats, you got armored vehicles, you got gadgets, tons of gadgets that you can use, from infrared, heat sensors. You got the drones that can vary from different types of equipment that you can put on the drones. Endless of customizations. And then if you bored with all of that, then you can jump into a PvP multiplayer, player versus player ghost, and you can play against other people. PvP ghosts. You go to this base camp, which is in the cave, next to this waterfall. You go in there, and that's where you meet. That's where you relax. That's where you customize your shit. That's where you buy your stuff. That's where you meet other people, team up with the other people. It's like a lobby. Think of it like a lobby. And you go in there, and you can choose how you want to proceed. Do you want to just have some fun, exploring like I did here? Or do you want to go ahead and do some missions with the other people? Or do you want to play some PvP, multiplayer? So there's tons of stuff here to do. And I'm really impressed. And what's even more impressing is that I haven't bumped into any bugs. I've been playing this now since Thursday, Friday, Saturday, now Sunday, almost 4 days. 4 days. I haven't had any problems, any hiccups, any bugs, anything. Everything ran smooth. Everything ran great. I haven't had any issues, and I think that says a lot about this game. And another thing I want to say that's really cool about Ghost Recon is you can set up a camp where you can fast travel. Like in Red Dead Redemption, they borrowed a little bit from Red Dead Redemption 2, where you can actually set up a camp, and from that camp, you can have the fast travel. So you can fast travel, and you can relax there, you can sleep there, you and your teammates. You can prepare for the mission before you engage into the mission. And another cool thing is and one of my favorite features is sneaking and stealth. If you love Metal Gear, if you love Splinter Cell, you're gonna love this game, because the amount of stealth approaches that you have here, it's even better than Splinter Cell, even better than Metal Gear in some way. And because you have this ability to camo yourself, to hide yourself, so that way you cannot be detected while there's drones approaching, because you have to keep an eye on drones, because these drones, once they detect you, they call out all these other drones and all these other soldiers, sentinels, to come in to take you out. Okay, now speaking of the story, it has an interesting story. I'm not going to spoil the story. There's a famous actor that's in it, the guy who played the Punisher on Netflix, and also was in Walking Dead and a bunch of other movies. The story, it's set in a fictional place called Aura. And this fictional place has this, if you will, almost like a Tony Stark individual, Joyce Skell Tech, who is like a Tony Stark of the Marvel Universe, and he's creating all these technologies, but these technologies, they're being used for the wrong purposes by some other sinister individuals. But I'm not going to spoil the game too much. I don't want to spoil the game. I think you guys should play it. It does have an interesting story. It does have some... It's actually a pretty good story. It's actually a surprisingly good story. It's not like a crappy story. It's a really good story, by the way, but you got to play it. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Okay? So I want to end this coffee vlog number 13 simply saying that I highly recommend this game. You're not going to be disappointed. Okay? There's two different ways you can play this game. You can purchase a Ultimate Edition, which is the most expensive one, $110, and you get to play it early on Tuesday before Friday, 3 days early, and then you get a 1-year pass, meaning you're going to get all the goodies. They're coming out in 2020. You're going to get all the goodies. It's going to be there for you. Whatever they put out there, you're going to have it, guaranteed, throughout the next year. Plus, you get a bunch of other good stuff that you can use. You get extra cash that you can buy equipment, bunch of different skins, bunch of different gear to get you started. So I think the Ultimate Edition is definitely worth it. There's also a Gold Edition, but you're missing some extra goodies and whatnot. But you get to play early, 3 days, and you also get a 1-year pass. Or you can just wait and purchase the Standard Edition on Friday. It's up to you. So, look, I highly recommend this game. I think you guys, you have until today to play it. If you're watching this video on Monday, then it's over. But if you're watching this video early in a Sunday, I would recommend that you try at least for a couple of hours. Or you can watch my videos, but I'm telling you, this game, it's awesome. I highly recommend this game. It really surprised me. Huge amount of replay value here. If you're worried about the replay value, don't worry. I have spent 7 hours and it was like that, like nothing. It has a tons of replay value. You're not going to be bored. There's always something for you to do. Okay, so tons of replay value. You're going to get your money's worth with this game, okay? This is not something where you're going to play it once and then put it somewhere and collect the dust. No, you're going to be playing this throughout this year and next year, and you'll be playing it for a long time. Okay, so I highly recommend this game. Okay, as you can see, I was having fun here goofing around. I might do a little bit more live stream of this today for like 2-3 hours. It's not going to be long, maybe 2-3 hours, just to kind of finish it off, to give my final statements. But listen, I highly recommend it. That's my opinion. You know, if you guys need more proof, you can watch my previous videos. I have 4K 60 footage. I have tons of live streams for you to look at it. So check out my previous videos. But I highly recommend this. 100%. This is like a 2 thumbs up, way up. Okay, guys. Have a good one, though. Take care.